welcome to the online seminar Supply Chain Awards 2026 Application Phase Kickoff. Supply chain management is one of the most important success factors for companies in industry, trade, and services. The Supply Chain Awards focus on the ways in which companies should organize and manage their supply chains. This online seminar provides information on the steps of the application process, and the special features of the Supply Chain Awards will be highlighted as well. In addition, we will explain the specific benefits of taking part and present the assessment criteria. There will also be a brief review of the finalist pitches for the Supply Chain Awards 2025 in Frankfurt, and the winning concepts of the current award winners, Audi and IFCO, will be presented. I'm very pleased to be able to host today's event together with Stefan Schrauf. Stefan is Global Supply Chain and EMEA Operations Lead at PwC Management Consulting. It's great to have you here, Stefan.
Yes, and thanks for having me at this award. Today, it's really about two different awards that we're hosting. One is the Supply Chain Management Award, and one is the Smart Solution Award. Both we basically explain you now in more detail by having a look of who were the winners of last year's award. First, let's start with the Supply Chain Management Award itself. It's the pinnacle award for basically leading supply chain within EMEA. We are hosting this award for the 21st time, and you see the lineup of basically great companies within EMEA that have basically achieved this award. It's a testimonial to the supply chain community and the teams in those companies that they really basically brought supply chain as an established supply chain as a strategic asset. They really basically implemented end-to-end solutions. And this is what basically transformed their supply chain in making a contribution to their competitiveness. If your supply chain is basically stepping up to this challenge as well, and is truly something unique in your company that helps you differentiate your company from your competitor, then this is the award for you. If we look back, last year we had 4 great contenders in the final lineup. We had Audi, we had Dr. Oetker Group, we had Grutronic, and we had Schaeffler. All companies well established that basically over years worked on their supply chain to really become excellent in what they do. And to be honest and fair, they were all, great in their solution, but obviously there is always one winner. And the winner last year was Audi and the supply chain team around Audi. And actually, when we look into the solution, what Audi has achieved is they applied with their Act for Impact methodology, where they brought supply chain all the way to tier 1 and tier 2 of their suppliers to really establish the sustainability framework that went beyond their own boundaries, that included their suppliers and their sub-suppliers, and basically ensured that sustainability data, decision-making data, made transparent through the last tiers in their supply chain, and actually establishing this as a global player, amongst thousands of suppliers. That is a great transformation and achievement, and shows that end-to-end supply chain does not stop at the boundary of a company. It really encompasses the full ecosystem, and that is something that was awarded at Audi last year. But Matthias, let's have a focus what the Smart Solution is all about.
Yes, thank you, Stefan. In times of powerful algorithms and big data applications in the supply chain sector, the Smart Solution Award will once again be presented for the most innovative, forward-thinking supply chain solutions. With this prize, solutions are honored that have the potential to fundamentally change traditional value chains in the future. In the timeline, you can see which companies have won the award so far. Let's now take a look at the finalists of last year. Silex, IFCO, Merck, and Paritos took part in the final round of the Smart Solution Award 2025. IFCO finally won the competition. But what makes up the concept of the winner? IFCO's tracking as a service solution brings real-time visibility to supply chains through IoT-enabled tracking of reusable containers. The plug-and-play system combines BLE and GPS devices with a cloud platform, improving transparency, reducing asset loss, and enabling smarter decisions. Scalable across industries and ready for immediate deployment. Now, Stefan, let's take a look at the evaluation process and the criteria.
Thanks. Yes, and it's now time to really apply for one of the two awards. And if you have a great solution, please basically apply now so that you're taking part of this year's evaluation process, but also award. And hopefully you make it through the final stage. The evaluation process is a very objective process we're going to go through. First, you hand in PowerPoint your solution, your team, and what they have achieved in either of the two awards. Second, we basically have an audit team that will basically be in touch with you to understand the solution, understand the significance of the transformation that you have done, or the uniqueness of the solution. And this basically, with the scoring system, allows you to basically get down selected to the finalists. And the finalists, we then have a voting process, online that is as part of the jury, where basically then announces the final winner. Two things. I will talk about who is the jury that makes the final call, but also what are the evaluation criteria. There are two important things for evaluating and applying and basically deciding whether this is the right solution and the right award for you. First, if you have done a significant end-to-end transformation that really already has put in place and the efforts that you put in are measurable and the output of the transformation is significant. Significant means that really there is a measurable business impact that is high. Then the supply chain award is the right award for you, because we're assessing, is it truly end-to-end? Does it encompass process, organization, and technology? And has the transformation significant impact? On the other hand, if you have basically a very unique, super innovative solution that is basically revamping some of the supply chain practices you have applied in the past, but is maybe in one corner of your supply chain, then the Smart Solution Award is the one you should apply for. But who is actually then making the final call? There is an expert jury that we have put together. It's a combination of really experienced, I call it seasoned expert, that basically work in leading supply chain functions in the industry. We have academia there that also looks at the innovation of the solution itself. But equally, we have also the ASCM, so from the Supply Chain Management Board and the association, we have presented, including finally media, LOGISTIK HEUTE, that is basically hosting this award. And I think the combination and the knowledge of these experts basically at the end select who are the award winners for this year. And you have a possibility to interact with all of them on stage. But what are the reasons and why do companies, when I look back for the 21 years now, have applied to this? I think the first and most important reason, I think, is it is an honorable thing and it gives back to the hard work your team has done for multiple years, supply chain has not always deserved, so to say, the credential and the credibility it deserves. And actually, this is really something where you can give back and show that your team has done something significant, which is also honored by the supply chain community outside your firm. Secondly, I think it shows your suppliers as well as your customers that you really care, and that supply chain and integrating suppliers, but being the best supplier, is something that you drive for as a company. So also recognizing within your industry the achievement and going outside the four boundaries of your firm, I think is something companies look for. And finally, companies also look for basically exchanging and building an extended network, building a network amongst different companies. This award gives you the visibility to also interact differently on the supply chain or within the supply chain arena, to actually collaborate on innovation and learn better from other companies, as continuous learning is the lifeblood of any supply chain in the world. Matthias.
So what are further reasons to apply? You can get significant visibility as a finalist and, of course, as a winner, including features in LOGISTIK HEUTE, online and print, including several marketing activities, for example, newsletters, mailings, and social media campaigns. I would now like to explain the timeline for the Supply Chain Awards 2026. Today, as of February 2026, that's the start of the application period. The application deadline will be on the 10th of July. The creation of the shortlist follows on early August. The company audits will take place in August and on early September. The announcement of the finalists follows on September the 7th. And of course, the finalist pitches and the award ceremony on the 10th of November in Frankfurt. We are looking very much forward to it. So these are the 7 steps. Stefan, let's take a look at the most important facts again.
Yeah, let's have the facts on one page. So application is open now. Please apply if one of the 2 awards is really pinnacle and important to you. Applications are open as of today. Second, if you want to apply together with another company, we call it partnership application, that's feasible as well. Let's say you have done something significant together with your customer or with your supplier or with a tech provider. This can be done as well, and these applications will be viewed as well. Thirdly, it would be ideal if your company is based in Europe. So we are not limited to Germany. We are basically focusing on European companies. So hence, if your company is predominantly your solution, although global, is based in Europe and the team is based in Europe, this is where we look for. There are no application fees for anyone. And the deadline when we basically close the application period will be the 10th of July. So there is still basically time to really work out, a world-class deck that represents your supply chain to be handed in before July. And in case there is any question to the process, there is anything you need to know, please use the email address below. We will answer any questions you may have, and please do this. If we then look at how are the pitches done and what will happen, at the award ceremony itself. On the 10th of November, it is really the pinnacle event in Frankfurt, where we basically have a large supply chain event hosted, where you basically have access to top-level management. You have access to leading supply chain professionals at the great event here in Frankfurt with a view over Frankfurt. The benefits is we have a program sketched out that for years have been highly awarded and by companies. You will see all of the finalists, so you learn what are the great supply chains of all of the companies that have applied. But we also have dedicated working sessions on the latest trends that us as supply chain professionals mimic. And this is what we're going to do on this day.
Thank you, Stefan. There's also a series on the supply chain awards in LOGISTIK HEUTE that showcases the solutions of the winners as well as all finalists from 2025. So we have already come to the end of this online seminar. Thank you for joining. Please take this opportunity to download the brochure for more information. And please use this code we have pinned here for you. So we are looking forward to a lot of interesting solution concepts from the applicants. Thank you very much, Stefan.
Thank you.